Hey, I'm Kaylin Claire. Thanks for coming to watch my video. I posted one about a day ago, my very first video, about starting my own business. I do not know how to run a business or start one for that matter. I understand this is going to be extremely difficult. And I respect all entrepreneurs for sure. But I will never stop doing this, and I haven't stopped. I'm a healer. It's just what I do. The general aspect of my business is to aid those with mental disorders, personality disorders sort of deal, bipolar, BPD, PTSD, narcissism, all of that clinically diagnosed stuff. I am not a doctor. I will help you get in touch with a psychiatrist and a therapist, but I will never suggest that you stop taking medication or take certain medication because I do not know about that sort of stuff. I know what I have taken that has worked and not worked for me, and I can give my opinion on those medications, but I will not ever suggest those. Moving forward, I suffer personally from my own disorders. I have felt unsafe by myself too many times, and I have been in and out of hospitals due to my disorders. And during the really dark times, I prayed and I begged for someone to help me, to help me take my medication, to help me make food, to help me unclutter my space because I was too afraid to get out of bed to face the mess I made when I was manic and going crazy. I already felt like a burden for getting manic and bipolar sometimes. I've lost friends over it. I've avoided having relationships because of it. And although it took me having a daughter to learn how to cope, I had a partner who did not understand or seem to sympathize with my disorder. And honestly, even though I was the one diagnosed, I didn't know how to handle it either. It was pretty chaotic. You know the feeling, that chronic loneliness and the impulsiveness, and everything seems shoved together or too far apart. And it's hard to manage, and it's hard to unclutter and organize your brain. So that's why I'm doing this. Because I want to help you make your doctor's appointments and your therapy appointments and get your medications filled and come over when you're not feeling safe and hold you and let you chain smoke cigarettes if you have to. I don't know. But to be there and sit in silence or talk about the earth and the stars, I don't care. But there's a few key points that I think will help this. And the first one is to stop dissociating. If we're going to be content with our disorder, we have to be present first. I know that you've had moments of bliss. I know you've experienced chronic happiness, and that you've felt some sort of degree of love. And they seem short-lived, or for me, they seemed so short-lived that they didn't even seem worth it to chase because my energy was so low. But I want to reassure you that you can live in that bliss. Yes, it goes up and down, but you have to be here to acknowledge it. You have to be here to acknowledge all the little tiny millions of things and moments that make up your day that you can be overwhelmingly grateful for, that create that bliss. That is the first step. That can also intertwine with the second step, which is uncluttering your space. So, I mean, your space, yes, but also your space. And your space, right? Sometimes your heart seems too heavy or too light, like it's not there, and your head feels like there's too much stuff, or there's this residue, or whatever you describe it as. It does not feel organized or like it's working in your favor, so we need to get on top of that. And that happens with getting on medication, okay? Whether you're on medication already, we have to, we have to make sure that we are writing down the side effects to make sure that the good is outweighing the bad. And to be in close contact, in good communication with your therapist. If you do not have a therapist, insurance, medication, I have resources to help you get to that point, and I will go with you and I will make these appointments. Okay, I am advocating for you because you do deserve it. You are worthy of all of it, okay? Now, for the next step is to eat. And eat healthy. I've been to the point where I have starved myself nearly because I was so anxious, and for some reason I couldn't decide what to eat. I don't know why I feel so ashamed admitting that. I don't know how many people are going to see this. So I want to make sure you have a good meal. Okay. I'll cook for you. I'll go to the grocery store for you. But in order to release the serotonin and the dopamine that is already provided for us, we need to make sure that our blood is clean and that it is circulating correctly, because the next key point is exercise, to get your heart rate up, to get your stuff circulating. Forgot to put my phone on do not disturb, sorry. So getting your heart rate up. You have to get your heart rate up to get that clean blood circulating through your body, through your brain, in order to release that natural dopamine and that serotonin that our body already provides for us to make use with what we have. Majority of disorders have a chemical imbalance in our brain where we aren't releasing a lot of dopamine, so we have to repair our neurotransmitters that release those. And to do that, we have to let our body repair itself. And when we are eating shitty food, it is clouding up our blood, making it harder to pump, making it harder to heal. So allow me to help you feed yourself, if it comes to the point where we need to make a meal plan and a diet plan and I have to go grocery shopping with you, all that stuff, then I'll do it. Now, we got all the key points done, over with, okay? I don't really want to talk much about pricing because that's not what I'm here for. I need to pay my own bills, whatever, but if you can spend $25 on a bar tab a week, you can spend $25 on you a week, $25 on your mental clarity, on learning and gaining your ability to cope. You have to catch your emotions, process them, and release them. You don't have to feel this heavy, okay? And yeah, sometimes I still do feel heavy and I still feel lonely. And I've avoided relationships and being close with people because I didn't think I would be here for very long. So I never really got good at anything. And I'm not ashamed of that anymore, but it does suck still, you know. But I'm really good at helping people like me. It makes me feel better and it helps me cope. So, I love you guys. And whether you don't even have a disorder and you're watching this, but you still need this kind of help or some sort of aid in some way, then hit me up. I do this because I want to help and I want to be of service. It would just be really freaking cool if I could pay my bills with it, you know? So I really don't know how well being vulnerable will be for my business. But I know that I can't try to be happy and cheery about the stuff that people with disorders have to hide, that we have to detach from who we are as a human and who we are in our soul in order to exist and pay our bills, to go to work and not have a meltdown. You know, I've been through a lot of jobs. It's embarrassing, actually, that they see me have a panic attack, and after that I'm treated so differently. Or I decide not to wear makeup one day because I feel good. I wake up and I'm like, wow, I feel like I look okay. I don't need to put makeup on. But then I go to work and people start treating me kind of mean. They ask me if I look sick. And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, wow, I look disgusting. Oh, you can call me if that happens. I'll show up to your work and I will bring you a really freshly baked cookie. I don't want us to be alone. And if you're judging this right now, or you think I'm not capable of this, then it's none of your fucking business. Leave. I'm here to help the people who are still watching this right now, and if you just... Actually, I'm letting that go. I know that what I'm doing is right, and I love you guys. Whether you hit me up or not, I'm still here. Ask me questions. I don't do this for money. Happy existing. I guess that's a good way to end the video. Happy existing. It's gonna be a great, amazing day.